On World News Tonight this Monday, the president's lawyers prepare to fight the impeachment process again. This time they will take a softer approach. The Ku Klux Klan and the public radio station, a matter of free speech and money. The case of the stolen moon rock, it's okay to own one, just don't get caught smuggling. And on being older in America, lots of people living past 100 now.
ABC News World Headquarters in New York. This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening. Before this week is over, it is very likely that the House Judiciary Committee will vote on articles of impeachment against the president. As of now, their decision is something of a foregone conclusion, which means that sometime in the next 10 days or 2 weeks, the full House of Representatives will be obliged to decide whether Mr. Clinton should be impeached. Tomorrow, the president's lawyers will begin their defense of him. They will argue that his behavior in the last couple of years has been wrong, but not wrong enough. Still, there's a new wrinkle in the defense, and ABC's Sam Donaldson is at the White House tonight. Sam.
That's right, Peter. The White House planned to call witnesses before the committee to specifically argue and complain about prosecutorial misconduct has been dropped. Because over the weekend, House Democrats told the president's team that continued bashing of independent counsel Kenneth Starr wouldn't gain him a single new vote and might lose key moderate Republicans. But as you say, aside from that, the strategy of arguing the standards, not the evidence, remains in place.
President Clinton, seen to be hard at work today on other issues, will not go to Capitol Hill. Instead, his White House lawyers Gregory Craig and Charles Ruff, not private lawyer David Kendall, will make the arguments with the help of legal and constitutional witnesses. Press Secretary Joe Lockhart.
We have 2 days to make a case here, and we will spend a good bit of time talking about the constitutional standards, because that's what we're in right now.
4 witness panels will range over a discussion of the standards, to how to evaluate the evidence, to what constitutes abuse of power, to what constitutes perjury. 3 Democratic members of the 1974 Judiciary Committee, all of whom voted to impeach Richard Nixon, will argue that Mr. Nixon's abuse of power was different from and far greater than Mr. Clinton's alleged abuse of power. And Yale professor Bruce Ackerman will assert that any House bill of impeachment voted now will expire with the end of this Congress and can't be used to hold a Senate trial next year. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Henry Hyde was unimpressed.
I'd like to hear some evidence rebutting the facts that we have amassed. We have heard from so many college professors that I think I'm going to ask if we can get college credit for attending the seminars.
Some moderate Republicans are urging the president to show more contrition, but Lockhart said today he knows of no plans for the president to do that, although
he's well aware, keenly aware of what he has done wrong, and has apologized to those who are affected.
There is a great deal of nervousness here among the president's aides about what the next 2 weeks will bring. The move to make a deal on censure appears to be losing steam. And although there may be no plan for the president to speak out publicly now, he may well do that, Peter, if he concludes it will help him avoid a defeat on the House floor that now seems quite possible.
Thank you, Sam. Sam Donaldson at the White House tonight. Articles of impeachment, of course, are the formal charges against the president. The House Judiciary Committee is likely to draft and then vote on 3 of them. They will cover the issues of perjury, obstruction of justice, and abuse of power. Here's ABC's Linda Douglas.
Most Republican House members believe the strongest case against Mr. Clinton is perjury, the charge that he lied under oath both in the Paula Jones case and in his grand jury testimony.
I do.
But ABC News has learned that Republicans may accuse the president of different grand jury lies than Kenneth Starr did in his report to Congress. Sources say they will shy away from Starr's most sexually explicit allegations that Mr. Clinton lied about which parts of Monica Lewinsky's body he touched. Instead, GOP committee lawyers cite new charges, such as lying to the grand jury about whether he gave false testimony in the Jones case. The obstruction of justice charge is likely to include allegations that Mr. Clinton tried to get Lewinsky and his secretary, Betty Currie, to lie. Sources say the abuse of power charge is likely to include lying to the American people and a new allegation that Mr. Clinton abused his power as president to prevent Paula Jones from pursuing her case in court. But GOP sources say no charge will be final until the president finishes making his case. Linda Douglas, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
There was some good news for Mr. Clinton today. The Attorney General Janet Reno decided not to seek an independent counsel to investigate the president's fundraising in the 1996 election. At issue was whether he illegally supervised ads paid for by the Democratic Party. Ms. Reno noted that the campaign finance laws are fuzzy and that Mr. Clinton lacked criminal intent since campaign lawyers had told him the ads were legal. President Clinton may yet have to do something dramatic as he tries to avoid impeachment, but not today. Today was a plan to save $2 billion in Medicare, crack down on fraud, for one thing, he said. ABC's John Martin, who monitors how your money is spent by the federal government, finds that getting the price down for drugs bought by Medicare would also make an enormous difference.
Here's what the president is talking about. Medicare pays $1 billion more than necessary for prescription drugs. Just look at cancer drugs. For this prostate and breast cancer drug, the Veterans Administration pays $299.38 per dose, but Medicare pays $513.60, more than $200 more. For this breast cancer drug, used for other treatments as well, the VA pays $109.36, but Medicare pays $173.50, more than $60 more. For this chemotherapy drug, the VA pays $1.18 per dose. Medicare pays $20.45, nearly 20 times more. The Veterans Administration pays less because it has negotiated cheaper prices with the drug companies for large purchases. But Medicare pays more because it reimburses doctors who dispense drugs in their offices at nearly the full sticker price set by the drug companies, even though the doctors buy at big discounts. Connecticut cancer doctor Arthur Rosenberg says the extra money covers his cost for administering the drugs in his office instead of sending patients to the hospital.
I don't think oncologists are going to want to treat patients in their office. There's no incentive for them to do so.
They get paid a fee by Medicare for administering the drugs. Why should they want to tack on an extra profit? That's just more than the physicians are entitled to, thank you very much.
But this may be more than a dispute about discounts. It may involve price fixing. Federal agents are now investigating the drug companies. This involves hundreds of millions of dollars. It's your money. John Martin, ABC News, Washington.
When we come back, a piece of the moon recovered.
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Brought to you by Chevy Trucks.
Chevy Tahoe, like a rock.
All right. There's one thing everybody in Washington can agree on.
That would be?
There's more heartburn than ever.
And more Republicans.
And more burning, and more pressure.
More pain.
Yeah, and it's time someone did more about it, too.
Alka-Seltzer does more, with more medicines than any antacid to speed more relief to your worst heartburn and pain.
Yeah, Alka-Seltzer. This country deserves more.
You sound like a Democrat.
Democrats just promise more. How does this marriage last?
Alka-Seltzer, the more medicine heartburn medicine.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? Very simple. No stress. They arrange to pick me up free, so I don't have to ask anyone for a ride. See? No stress.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
At the International Space Station tonight, and that's a phrase we will hear more regularly in the months and years ahead, they are hooking up the electrical connections between the first two components. As one astronaut said today, look at them there, they are basically putting an office building together up there. In Miami today, the U.S. Customs Service has been patting itself on the back for recovering a stolen moon rock. In the 30 years since Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, that has never before happened. Here's ABC's Ned Potter.
The Apollo astronauts went to the moon for all mankind, they said, not so that people could profit by selling the rocks they brought back.
Nobody owns a piece of the moon, in essence. We all own it.
But today authorities showed off this little chunk sealed in plastic, which they said a Florida man had kept in his safe deposit box and tried to sell to undercover agents for $5 million.
We're taking a piece of the rock itself.
The rock from the Apollo 17 flight had been given as a gift to Honduras. After a coup there, it was allegedly smuggled back here.
We started this investigation thinking we were going to get some bogus lunar material. We really didn't expect to come up with a real one.
NASA does not believe there are many hot rocks out there, but almost 100 samples have been presented to foreign governments for goodwill, and the U.S. cannot tell if some of them have reached the black market. There have been no charges yet in today's case. It turns out there are no laws against owning a moon rock, but there are plenty against smuggling one through customs. Ed Potter, ABC News, New York.
On the money tonight, the borrowing binge. The government said today that consumers are borrowing at the fastest rate in more than 2 years. They are borrowing the most, listen to this, for vacations and mobile homes, boats, and education. In Russia, squeezing the consumer even harder. The Russian currency has fallen to its lowest value since last summer. In August, a single ruble was worth about 16 cents. Today, it's worth about a nickel. On Wall Street today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was up more than 54 points to close at 90.70. On the NASDAQ, stocks were up more than 37 points to close at 2040. That's a record high. When we come back, the Ku Klux Klan and public radio. A matter of funding.
Bacon! Bacon! Where's the bacon? I smell bacon! 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 Gotta be bacon! Only one thing smells like bacon! That's bacon! Bacon, 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 bacon! There! From that bag! What's it say? I can't read! Please, please, give me what's in the bag! Chewy, yummy, smoky bacon!
There you go.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! No, 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 no! It's bacon!
No, it's Bacon Strips, brand dog snack from Purina. Bacon Strips. Dogs don't know it's not bacon.
It's bacon!
Please release me, let me.
DirecTV offers more than 185 channels. Digital sound. Digital picture. More sports. More movies. More of everything than you could ever get from cable. So, what are you looking at? If it's not DirecTV, see your retailer for a demo today.
Number 4, please.
This is just too good to keep to ourselves.
I know.
We have got to let the people know.
You're right. Everybody, I have an announcement. 10-10-3-2-1 is now better than ever. What's that? Now you save 50% on calls over 10 minutes.
Half off 10 minutes? What about calls to Mexico?
International calls over 10 minutes are half off, too.
You forgot something. Double fries and make it fast.
Which of these two computers is perfect for you? The one that was built 2 months ago, or this one, which hasn't been built yet? Gateway wants to ask you some questions first. How fast do you want to go? Movie buff? How many kids? Any future Rembrandts? The perfect computer should be exactly what you want it to be. Starting at $999 all the way up to your dream system. Call 1-800-GATEWAY and get more out of the box.
In St. Louis, a federal judge is deciding whether a university radio station that carries national public radio can reject funding from an organization based on that organization's views. It's the Ku Klux Klan that's trying to provide the funding. Here's ABC's Dean Reynolds.
On your station for in-depth news and intelligent talk, we're 90.7 KWMU.
KWMU, owned and operated by the University of Missouri at St. Louis, is the national public radio station here, and it has a problem. The Ku Klux Klan, the infamous race-baiting, cross-burning Klan, wants to sponsor the station's broadcast of one of NPR's major newscasts, All Things Considered.
There's a lot of educated people that seem to listen to that radio station. If I can attract 5 for the money that I donate to the university, then I look at it as I gained.
In exchange for his donation, Cuffley wanted the radio station to explain on the air that the money came from the Klan. Quote, a white Christian organization standing up for the rights and values of white Christian Americans since 1865, unquote. The radio idea is part of a broad campaign by the Klan to overcome its often bloody legacy by appearing civic-minded. But the university, which permits Planned Parenthood and gay and lesbian groups as radio sponsors, said no to the KKK.
I came to the conclusion that we would lose many of our donors, particularly some of our very large donors.
So Mr. Cuffley has sued.
It's a program that's offered to everybody in Missouri to buy radio time on that network, and I just feel that I deserve the right to.
Some agree that Cuffley has a point on the grounds of free speech. Still others say it's a lot of fuss about nothing. The Klan won't win many converts.
You can put lipstick on a pig and call her Monique, and she's still a pig.
A federal judge is expected to decide the issue this week. Dean Reynolds, ABC News, St. Louis.
One note overseas, in the Middle East, at least 70 people were hurt in clashes across the West Bank today, less than a week before President Clinton's visit. In separate incidents, Palestinian and Israeli police fired on demonstrators who had been stoning Israelis in one case. They're all demanding, the Palestinians were, the release of Palestinian prisoners from Israeli prisons. When we come back, unlocking the secrets of a longer life, a closer look at the science of aging.
When I feel fresh, I can embrace. I can share, reach. With Always Panty Liners, that freshness leaves you free to be and do what you choose. Laugh. I can shout. Only Always odor-absorbing panty liners have a unique core and fresh weave cover that work together to help keep moisture and odor away from you for that always fresh feeling every day. I can let go. All Days Panty Liners from Always. Feeling fresh is being free.
Gosh, you know, I just went to use the phone.
You say once you got back, your wife was gone.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
What?
Have you checked the hot enchiladas?
Oh, no. Millicent gets terrible heartburn.
Not this time.
What's that?
Looks like the remains of an individually wrapped Pepsid AC chewable.
Introducing Pepsid AC Chewables, the first chewable to stop heartburn before it starts.
Millicent? Is that you?
Start living heartburn-free with new Pepsid AC Chewables.
Honey, I'm going to Staples to pick up a few gifts. Be back soon.
Attention shoppers, looking for the perfect gift? Well, check out aisle 3 for great prices on Sharp mobile organizers. And save on Panasonic phones. No, not you! You! Yes! And I, or any husband, would love one of those nice global chairs. I need the leather one! Get a leather chair!
For great gift ideas and over 7,000 items at guaranteed low prices at Staples. Yeah, we've got that.
Does a car have instincts? Can it anticipate the next curve? One car can make you believe it does. With patented steering and suspension systems, you have the agility to outsmart the most elusive of roads. And right now, you can lease an Intrigue for only $2.99 a month. For more information, call toll-free 1-877-36-LEASE. Intrigue from Oldsmobile.
Dandruff, psoriasis, scalp dermatitis. If you asked all the dermatologists listed here to recommend a therapeutic shampoo, Neutrogena T-Gel would come out #1. T-Gel works on all 3 itchy, flaky scalp conditions. Neutrogena T-Gel, it works.
We're going to take a closer look at getting older in America this week, which will affect some of us sooner than others. As you will see, our understanding of the aging process is changing with good reason. It may surprise you to know there are 64,000 people in the United States who are now 100 years old or older. 64,000. Certainly keeps Willard Scott busy. That's almost double what it was 10 years ago. And the number of centenarians is likely to more than triple in the next 20 years. We're going to start this series with a report from ABC's Rebecca Chase on the science that is slowing down the aging process.
Elizabeth Steinman tries to start each day with exercise. It may not be the toughest workout, but then she is 101 years old.
Well, the good Lord, I guess, wants me to live. He's not calling me yet.
A Harvard University study of centenarians has found that not only are people living longer, but that the oldest of the old enjoy better health than people in their 70s. Carolyn McLean is 103 years old.
Centenarians as a group either markedly delay or they escape various diseases associated with aging. They have genes that have given them this incredible survival advantage.
In his lab, Dr. Pearls is still trying to isolate those genes. But researchers at the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center at Dallas believe they have already unlocked one of nature's most basic secrets: how to stop a human cell from growing old and dying.
What we've been able to do is to take a cell and reverse the aging process in cell culture.
Every time a cell divides, the genetic material on the ends of the chromosomes gets shorter. When that genetic material runs out, the cell stops dividing and eventually dies. But scientists here have isolated an enzyme called telomerase that causes the genetic material to grow back. Cells treated with telomerase continue to divide, living well past their normal lifespan.
One way to think about telomerase is like the Energizer Bunny. You know, it keeps the cells going and going and going.
The Texas scientists have already tripled the lifespan for human skin cells in the test tube, and they believe their discovery could lead to new remedies for many problems we now associate with aging. By manipulating the basic aging process, scientists think they have unlocked the real fountain of youth, allowing more of us to live to be 100 and enjoy it. Rebecca Chase, ABC News, Atlanta.
So it is clear, a whole new definition of old, even to middle age. Anyone who's 55 or even 60 knows it doesn't mean today what it meant to our parents' generation. And as ABC's Carol Simpson reports, the advertising community, for one, needs to get the message.
If you were to look at TV commercials, you would think that everybody over 45 must wear false teeth.
My dentures always fit.
Have gas.
Uh-oh.
Irregularity.
Don't compromise on your laxative.
Heartburn.
Controlling acid for up to 12
and constant aches and pains.
I think we're going to see a move away from ads about things that are wrong with you and a move towards ads that talk about ways in which you can be better, be more energetic, be more vigorous.
And it's starting to happen.
Refusing to give in to
the 78 million baby boomers are growing older. But because they are expected to still dominate the marketplace, advertisers are paying new and close attention to the aging population.
They're saying there's money to be made here.
Pat Sloan, former editor of Advertising Age, says we're beginning to see older people starring in ads selling just about everything.
It shows that people are feeling comfortable with who they are and how they look and how they feel about themselves.
Some companies realize they can't afford to offend aging consumers.
Dangerous.
This ad for Special K backfired, especially with women over 40. Kellogg's replaced it with a whole new campaign making fun of women's preoccupation with weight.
I will not let my dress size determine my self-worth. Do I look fat in this? Do I look fat?
Good advertising should be based on understanding and listening to your consumers. And so because baby boomers are the largest group of consumers today, if we're really listening to them, that you will see changes in advertising.
When baby boomers were asked at what age someone is considered old, the average age was 79. Marketing experts say today's middle-agers will not only redefine what it is to be 40, but over 60. And if businesses want their dollars, they have no choice but to change the way they appeal to them. Carol Simpson, ABC News, Washington.
Just one other note today, a study from Johns Hopkins University says the average age of Americans now 76. Back in just a moment.
Just a thought, that's what Einstein said. Just a view of the future, 2 paces ahead. Thinking about me, thinking about you, all the good things a little good thinking can do. Good thinking means new ways of looking at things. Cool Lisa was smiling cause she could see wings spring from the brush. With each stroke of genius, the good things a little good thinking can do.
Forget these. Remember this. Breathe. Smile. Eat. Make a mess. Make a memory. Escape to Red Lobster, because life on land is dry.
Secret shortcuts, back roads, winding trails. Thankfully, a truck that appreciates your sense of direction. A truck with 4 available suspensions that handles even when fully loaded. The GMC Sonoma, created with nearly 100 years of GMC commitment and a devotion to true truck capability.
Get your hands on a 98 Sonoma and drive away with $2,000 cash back or 0.9% APR financing.
The Sonoma from GMC.
Hi, I'm Michael J. Fox. If you like sophisticated, intelligent comedy, you should give Spin City a try. I really think you'll like it. If you like cheap, physical stuff, Spin City's probably not for you. Remember, we're doing some real highbrow stuff here.
Heads up. It's all new. Spin City and Sports Night, 9/8 Central. See you Tuesday.
For those of you paying very close attention, someday the average age of the American might be 76, but for now it's just the average age expectancy. Finally this evening, the agony and the ecstasy of the National Football League, depending on who you support. In the last 11 days, the outcome of 3 NFL games has been affected dramatically by controversial calls made by a referee. Where's the flag for incompetence? The Seattle Times said today, after the Seahawks lost to the New York Jets on Sunday. Today, the NFL said it's considering bringing back instant replay for the playoffs. Here's ABC's Bob Jamieson.
It was the touchdown that wasn't, which won the game for the New York Jets yesterday, as the television replay clearly showed.
He didn't get across.
It was a botched coin toss on Thanksgiving that gave possession of the football and the victory to the Detroit Lions in overtime. It was a catch ruled inbounds when it clearly wasn't, which led to a New England victory over Buffalo that same week.
Officiating is at an all-time low. For whatever reason, these guys cannot handle the games anymore because the officiating right now is a total embarrassment, and to me, it strikes to the credibility of the NFL.
We get some of these calls every year during big games, and unfortunately, they're magnified because we're the only people on the field who aren't permitted to make a mistake.
What has fans and players so angry is that these calls have come in crucial situations, affecting everything from millions of dollars in legal and illegal bets to a team's chances to make the playoffs and ultimately coaches' jobs and players' salaries.
Sometimes people can't understand the pressure and stress that is placed on players and on coaches. And when a call like that goes against you, you could lose a job.
NFL officials seldom lose their jobs. Their performance is reviewed after every game, but the league practice has generally been to do nothing more than keep officials with poor grades out of the playoffs.
The player was not forced out of bounds.
Another complaint is that NFL officials are only part-timers, but with only a 16-game regular season, the NFL does not believe it realistic to have full-time officials like baseball or hockey.
I'm very much hopeful that next year the National Football League will have instant replay back. It's time.
A key opponent, Buffalo owner Ralph Wilson, may now vote to bring it back. The loss to New England he blamed on officiating seems to have changed his mind. Bob Jamieson, ABC News, New York.
That's our report on World News Tonight. Hope you have a nice evening. We'll be here again tomorrow. I'm Peter Jennings. Good night.
This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source. ABC News, now always on.
Green Bay has appeared in 2 straight Super Bowls. But they can't beat Tampa Bay. They may be watching number 3 from home. Tonight on ABC.
Now, News 2 at 6. First, fast, accurate.
They're making noise, and Vols fans plan to party in Tempe. But if you're going Fiesta Bowling, you can also plan on spending a bundle. Good evening, everyone. Now that the Vols are definitely playing for the national championship, hardcore UT fans are rushing to buy game tickets.
I can see it now, but getting those tickets won't be cheap. And as News 2's Christy Lowe reports, neither will the trip.
Phones ring off the hook at this Vols superstore.
Yeah, for 1 ticket.
Seems everyone wants to know how they can get to the Fiesta Bowl and how much it will cost.
$300 to $500.
That's